Welcome back to another episode of Miss Marissa Moments. Today, I have my special visitor, my mom. Now, she's going to talk to us about a special talent that she has.
Hey you, that's right, I'm talking to you. It's time to watch our favorite girl and teach us something new. We're making crafts, we're playing games, we're going for a ride. You can find us having fun on every Sunday night. It's time for Miss Marissa Moments. It's time for Miss Marissa Moments. It's time for Miss Marissa Moments. It's time for Miss Marissa Moments.
Hey, Mom, tell me about your special talent that you have.
I'm the leftover queen cooker.
No!
I can mix leftovers really well.
Not that talent.
Not that talent.
Oh, I think you might be referring to my talent of ventriloquism. It's kind of a unique talent or a unique skill that not a lot of people have and you don't see very often. Thanks to America's Got Talent, many more of us have seen ventriloquists in recent years, but it's kind of a novelty.
So how long have you done ventriloquism?
Well, I've been doing it a very long time. I started when I was 13. And so that's many years ago at this point in my life. But I got my first gift as a Christmas gift from my own parents. They thought they'd heard me say one day that, well, maybe I could do that. My cousin had a puppet and I randomly said, oh, maybe I could do that. I don't really recall that, but they decided that would make a great Christmas gift, and so that's what I got for Christmas when I was 13. I got my very first puppet, and I got a record, and vinyl record at the time that gave me the instructions on how to do it. And it didn't take very long for me to learn. Probably within about a week, I had the idea down, and I did my first show 1 week after Christmas at a New Year's Eve party. Wasn't very good, but it was my very first show, so it happened pretty quick.
What was your first puppet's name?
My first puppet's name was Danny O'Day, and I actually still have it, if you'd like to see it.
I would. How do you keep your mouth still when you're talking?
Right, that's what a ventriloquist does, is try to talk without moving their lips. That's not very easy to do, is it?
Ew.
No, most of us have problems with that because there are syllables and consonant sounds that are called libels, and you have to use your lips to make those sounds, like a P or a B or an M. You can't make those sounds without moving your mouth. So ventriloquists often use a series of substitutional letters. So can you think of a letter for the letter B? You can't say the letter B, but is there a letter that I could say that sounds a little bit like a B?
D.
A D. So let's say I wanted to say the boy bounces a basketball. That's a lot of B's. The boy bounces a basketball. If I replace the B with a D, what would that sentence sound like?
Doy plays basketball.
Well, kind of. You'd replace every B and you say the doy bounces a basket doll. You think anyone's going to know what we're talking about?
Ow.
No. So we have to learn how to hold our mouth very still, replace the letters, and if you can do it well, it should not sound like this. The doy bounces a basket doll. Instead, you try to hold your mouth still, and if you can do it well, it will say, the boy bounces a basketball. That's pretty good, I hope.
How many shows have you done?
Well, I've been doing ventriloquism for a long time. As I started out as a teenager, and then I grew into college, and then grew into my adult life. In my adult life, there were probably 15 years where I did over 130 shows every year. Every place that you feel good about taking your family, I probably performed there. Churches, banquets, libraries, schools, fun parties, any place that's a good place for a family, that's kind of the things that I've done.
Do you still do shows?
Well, as a matter of fact, I do. I did one today. I just finished one today, and it was with a group of ladies doing a ladies' conference kind of event at their church.
So if someone wanted you to come and do a show, would you still do it?
Yeah, if it's free on my calendar and the arrangements are right, you know, we work out those kinds of things. They could always give me a call. They could always check it out at least and see what would work. And who knows, maybe you go along with me. Yay!
Sometimes I'm her rodeo.
I think that's my roadie.
Roadie.
Yeah. I don't think you're my rodeo, but sometimes you are that too.
Can you show us one of your friends?
Well, I have several. I probably have 150 puppets, but as far as many of those are just like puppets and they're not full body puppets. So I'm going to show you my first one and how I learned, and then I'll show you the one that I use now. And the first one will be Danny O'Day, and the second one we call Seymour. So let me go get it, okay?
Okay, so my mom's going to show you a little bit about history about ventriloquism.
Okay.
Sure. So when I was 13, this was the form, the albums, the records, the vinyls were kind of the thing. And so I got this with my very first puppet. This was a very famous ventriloquist. His name was Jimmy Nelson. And he had two very popular, he actually had three very popular puppets, but the two on this record, this is Danny O'Day and this is Farfel. And so this record told you the basics of what you needed to learn. This is what I listened to that Christmas, and within the week, that's how I learned. So this was the first puppet that I would have had. This was my Danny O'Day, pretty small, and you could see he had a string in the back of his head, and you would pull it, and then his mouth would move, kind of like that. And so he's gotten quite old, and some of the insides of his mouth don't work just the same way they used to. But he's very light. He's just like holding a doll. Would you like to hold him? No? All right. Well, there's Danny. And so after I used him for a while, it didn't take too long. I had to decide, well, this is too little. I need a real one if I'm going to do this. So I ordered a new puppet from a place in Colorado called the Mayer Studios. And they had kind of a stock version that you could order. And so I ordered this puppet that was supposed to have been custom made, and then he began to use his mouth and on the head stick, and so I could be able to talk to him. We named this puppet Seymour. I used this one for a long time, did a lot of shows at a lot of libraries. He's kind of fun. He can wink, and he can open his mouth, and you can make him talk. And then I'll introduce you to the one that I had remade. I'd hoped to make Seymour look a little older and a little bigger. And so then I went with a professional version that if you've ever seen us perform, you've met my real Seymour.
Yep.
I have. Let's get him out and see what he looks like.
Okay, and now I present to you Seymour.
Hello, hello, hello. Fine audience, it's so good to see you today. Thank you for stopping by and meeting Michelle and Seymour.
That's right. This is my partner in crime for the last several years. This is Seymour. He's grown up. He's more mature.
Yes, I am.
Yes, you are. We've traveled many, many, many places together.
And you're still the dummy.
Oh, thanks a lot.
What is that noise?
Oh, don't mind that noise in our backyard. We just happen to have some people doing target shooting.
Oh. Target shooting? Good thing we're in here.
Yep, it's a good thing we're in here. We're being safe. So just ignore that and we'll go on.
Okay. Marissa, would you like me to sing a song?
Yes,
What would you like me to sing?
Jesus loves me.
Okay, do you know the sign language?
Yes, I do.
Well, let's do it together, okay?
Okay.
Jesus loves me, this I know, for the Bible tells me so. Little ones to him belong. They are weak, but he is strong. Yes, Jesus loves me. Yes, Jesus loves me. Yes, Jesus loves me. The Bible tells me so.
Thank you, Mom, for sharing your talent. And thank you, Seymour, for coming onto my YouTube channel.
Certainly, anytime. Woo! I'll give you a link. How about that?
See you next time on
Okay.
Marissa Moments.